Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be telling you what really happens down there and my postpartum must-haves. So for me personally, normally you tear down, but I tore up, which I didn't know could happen. So that would have been nice to know that you can tear upwards, because it kind of burns when you pee, because your stitches are up there. So that's something that happens. Pooping doesn't feel the same. It kind of feels like you're pushing out a baby. It's not painful. I probably made it sound painful, but it's not painful at all, but it just doesn't feel as it did before. And I can't explain it. The only way you can understand what I'm talking about is just to experience it. With my personal experience with the epidural, it really didn't hurt to push. It just felt like a giant turd. That's the best way I can explain it. It just felt like I had to poop really bad. So if that makes you feel better about getting the epidural or pushing, then there's that. So when you're pregnant, your stomach kind of splits into like 4 quadrants. So be careful when you're using your stomach muscles, because you can potentially screw yourself over and cause injuries that you don't want to cause. But basically after 6 weeks, or I don't remember the time frame, but it eventually does go back to normal. But just to be something to look out for, and you can test if your stomach's gone back to normal if you lay back on your back and you put your fingers on your stomach and then like sit up. You can tell if you feel like that, then your stomach's not back together. So another thing to expect is people normally bleed 6 to 8 weeks after giving birth, and there is a lot of blood clots, so don't be alarmed. It's normal, and it's basically the longest period of your life. So another thing that I weirdly found while Googling things that happen down there after birth is women's orgasms aren't as strong as they were prior to birth. So I didn't know that, but thought that was pretty interesting that happens after giving birth. If you do tear, they do stitch and they do numb, but for me, I felt every bit of them stitching my down there. It was not pleasant. The numbing shot did not work. I had the epidural and I felt the stitches hurt worse than the labor, if I'm being honest. But they do dissolve after 6 weeks normally, so 6 weeks of stitches and then they're gone. So some of my postpartum must-haves would have to be the Peri bottle. It's basically a bottle that has little spouts out, and you spray it down there to clean yourself after peeing. And then I also recommend having some washcloths to pat yourself dry, because toilet paper sticks because it's wet, like more than normal. So I recommend getting some washcloths you don't care about and using that to pat yourself dry. Another one of my postpartum must-haves would have to be women's diapers, because holy crap, your period or your flow after giving birth is extreme. It's the most you'll ever bleed. Another one of my must-haves would have to be Maxi Pads without the side flaps, because I don't know, I feel like they are better and they don't stick to the side of your thighs. I never liked or cared for pads, but right now they're my saving grace. Another thing I recommend for postpartum must-haves is the Freedom Mom cooling foam. It basically just helps heal down there and cools it off. And I also recommend they have these Frida like ice packs for your hoo-ha. Basically it's like a giant pad that is an ice pack at the same time. So at the hospital they do give you these mesh underwear, and they're actually a lot comfier than you think, and it's a lot nicer to use, because then you're not worried about ruining your underwear. So I actually recommend those, and taking all of them and have them restock it before they discharge you. Another thing I recommend for postpartum must-haves would have to be a bassinet. It's not necessarily for you, but at the same time it is, because when moving around, especially after giving birth, you're in a lot of pain, your back hurts, your body's adjusting to not being pregnant anymore, and also you don't want to sit like crisscross applesauce, or you don't want to spread your legs too much because you don't want to rip your stitches. So having a bassinet next to the bed makes life so much more easier when you're moving around in the middle of the night because you're not really thinking. One of my other postpartum must-haves, if you're breastfeeding, I recommend getting nipple cream because oh my gosh, it hurts so bad. Breastfeeding is not fun and it's not easy, and your nipples will bleed and they will crack and they will be tender and they will hurt. It is not fun. Oh. So another postpartum must-have that I recommend if you're breastfeeding is they have these like heat and cool pads, so you can either put it in the fridge or freezer and then it will slow down your milk flow, or you can put it in the microwave for 15 seconds and it will help get the milk out. Another one of my postpartum must-haves would have to be a nursing bra. Basically, if you just look up nursing bra or nursing tank tops on Amazon, you will find these amazing bras that just snap down from here and you can just pull them down, whip out a boob, and feed your baby. So I recommend that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed and I hope this helped you, and I hope I didn't scare you from giving childbirth, and I hope that the postpartum must-haves helped. Anyways, guys, please consider subscribing, leaving a like, and commenting. I hope you enjoyed. Bye-bye.